I'm so sorry for the long delay in between videos. I actually did film a bunch of updates and some other fun videos, and all of the footage was lost, and it's kind of a bummer. And we've been so busy, and we've also had a lot of other things going on that you'll actually hear about in some of my updates. So I haven't gotten around to redoing them, but now I finally have a day where I can breathe, and so here we go. This is going to be my 20 and 21 week pregnancy update. So in week 20, at 20 weeks and 2 days pregnant, I felt the baby kick for the first time. On the outside, like a definite kick. I had been feeling some movements and kind of swimming, fluttering feelings around 18, 19 weeks, but it was like a definite kick on the outside. And that was so exciting. And then he's been kicking ever since. At 20 weeks and 4 days pregnant, my husband got to feel it for the first time. And that was really exciting for him. Our little baby boy is just a mover and a shaker, and I love it. So that was kind of the big milestone for week 20. In week 21, at 21 weeks and 1 day pregnant, I went in for my anatomy scan. And everything seemed to be going really well. We saw the baby and the heartbeat, and everything looked good as far as we can tell. Obviously, the ultrasound technician doesn't really give you very much information. But I did have an appointment with my midwife later that day, and I knew I'd get the full report. So not thinking much about the ultrasound, I go into my midwife appointment later that day, and immediately I could tell something was wrong. And she told us that they saw some concerning things on our ultrasound that we had that morning, and my heart just dropped. Obviously, that's like your worst nightmare as a parent and being pregnant, is to find out that there's something wrong with your baby or your pregnancy. And it was really scary. So what she told us was one of the vessels in the cord looked like it was dilated, and that could have meant several different things. She said she'd actually had never seen that before, had never even heard of it. So all the information she gave me was directly from the radiologist. So she just kind of dropped a bunch of information in my lap. I didn't really know what to do with it, because on one hand, there's all this scary stuff about losing the pregnancy, you know, having to deliver extremely early, the baby having chromosomal abnormalities, being considered a high-risk pregnancy. It's just like all these things, and it just was overwhelming. You know, she did say, you know, there's a chance it could be this isolated thing, and I have a healthy, normal pregnancy and a healthy baby. But just coming away from that appointment, I was overwhelmed, I was scared, I was sad, and I just didn't really know what to think. They went ahead and referred me to a specialist. So maternal fetal medicine called me the next morning to set up an ultrasound and an appointment with a specialist to talk to figure out like a care plan and things like that. So we had to wait an entire week for our next ultrasound. It was kind of torture. It was a very long week. I stayed very hopeful. I tried not to dwell on it too much, but it obviously was in the back of my mind. The night before the appointment, I couldn't sleep at all. I was just so worried. I just wanted to know what was going on, whether good or bad. I just hated not knowing what was happening with my baby. And so that ultrasound is a week later, and that will be in my 22-week update. I'm sorry to not tell you what's going on right now. I'm actually 23 weeks pregnant right now, so we do have the information. We had that appointment, but it'll actually be my next video that you'll find out what's happening. So that's kind of a scary thing that's going on in week 21. As far as other things going on in my pregnancy, in week 21, we went swimming and I got a sunburn on my stomach. It was pretty painful, and now 2 weeks later it's still peeling, which is kind of gross. My belly button is starting to poke out. It's not poking out, but it's starting to not be quite as deep as it used to be, and I think in a few more weeks that it definitely could start poking out, which I think is kind of exciting because I just kind of always wanted that to happen. I've been feeling really great physically. I've had a lot of energy. My stepkids were just here for the last 3 weeks. We did a lot of fun things. I feel really, really good right now physically. Those first 19 weeks were very hard, and they're already becoming a distant memory. And I am just loving how I'm feeling. And so on that end of things, it's going well. So please stay tuned for my next update, and you will hear more about what's going on with baby. So thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.